Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Zach D Productions here, and I'm here for a how to get into video. And as you can see, I'm actually filming outside for a change. It's pretty nice out, so I figured, hey, why not? So for this video, this will be for Sepultura. This will be a video on how to get into Sepultura. Now this is of course just my advice. You don't really have to take my advice. You could really start anywhere in the Sepultura discography. I do like most of Sepultura's work, but yeah, Sepultura, legendary band, of course, a legendary thrash metal band. Definitely one of my favorites in the genre for sure. Now, like with the other how to get into videos, this will of course be categorized based on the listener, of course. I'll be putting these into categories. I'll be talking about the songs, then the albums to check out, if blank, whatever. So yeah, let's start off with the songs. So if you're just looking to check out songs first, I would say check out the songs Beneath the Remains, Stronger Than Hate, Roots, Bloody Roots, Slaves of Pain, Slave New World, and Territory. These would be some very good songs to start off with, for sure, if you're just wanting to start off with songs from Sepultura. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into what albums you should check out first from Sepultura. Maybe if you want to check out a full album from these guys. So the two albums that I would recommend you start off with first would actually be these two here. Beneath the Remains and Arise. These two albums, they're definitely classics and definitely some of their best work. I believe Beneath the Remains might have been my first Sepultura album. At least I think it was. It was definitely the first CD I picked up from them as well. So yeah, definitely a great introduction right here. So if I were to tell you of the two, which one should you absolutely check out first, I'd probably go with Beneath the Remains. It's more iconic, but Arise is still a very good album. Don't get me wrong. It's still very good. So yeah, these two albums would be, I'd say, the best introductions if you're looking to check out an album from Sepultura. Now, if you are someone that maybe is not really into super heavy music, maybe you're someone that likes metal, but you kind of draw the line somewhere. Maybe you have a limit of heaviness that you can tolerate. I would say that Sepultura's most accessible albums, if you're looking to check out something a little more accessible from Sepultura, I would go with these two albums here. Chaos AD and Roots, especially this album Roots. This is probably their most nu metal sounding album. I think if you're someone that likes bands like Korn or Slipknot, for example, I'd say Roots is the album to check out for sure. Again, probably their most nu metal sounding album. I know some people bash this album, some people say it's crap, even one of their worst albums, but I don't agree. I mean, it's not their best, but I do like it though. There's a lot of solid stuff on the album. Chaos AD is also a pretty good introduction as well, so yeah, a little easier to get into than some of their earlier work, you know, like the first three albums or so. But yeah, especially this album here, if you're looking for something a little more accessible, Roots is probably the album you should check out first. And then once you've given this album enough time, maybe then you'll, I guess, appreciate their more non-accessible stuff, you know, some of the earlier material from Sepultura. And if you're someone that likes your metal just very heavy, very raw, very gritty, maybe you love death metal, I would say that this is the album you should check out. Morbid Visions, which is their debut album. I mean, this is probably the closest to death metal that they're going to get. I believe this came out before any death metal album too, because, well, I know I've heard debates on who was really the first true death metal band. I've heard debates that Possessed was the first, Death was the first, but I know that some people have even said that Sepultura's early work is death metal. You could maybe make that argument for this album, but yeah, it's a pretty heavy album too, so definitely check this one out if you like your metal like that. Just really raw, intense. Definitely a great album for sure. So that's my video on how to get into Sepultura. I know that some people say that the Max Cavalera era is the only good era of Sepultura. I would say that Max Cavalera's era of the band is the best, but there's some pretty solid stuff in the more modern era of Sepultura as well. But yeah, Max Cavalera, obviously a legendary frontman. I'm also really looking forward to hearing his guest appearance on the new Demon Hunter album, Exile. That's going to be really exciting. I mean, you know that song's just, it's going to be a banger, I'm sure, if it has Max Cavalera. But yeah, brilliant frontman for sure. So that's my video on Sepultura. Feel free to let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and take care.